Let's start with Argentina versus Saudi Arabia. Argentina are one of the favorites going into this World Cup. They haven't lost a game in over 3 years. All eyes will be on Lionel Messi, who will probably play his last World Cup. The team is led by manager Lionel Scaloni. This is actually his first job as head coach, but he's done well since he took over in 2018. The attack has never been a problem for Argentina, and with players like Angel Di Maria and Lautaro Martinez alongside Messi, they'll be deadly. Their defense, with the likes of Lisandro Martinez and Cristian Romero, also seems to be solid now. They haven't conceded a goal in their last 5 games. Saudi Arabia will try to shock the world when they face Argentina. The Green Falcons are managed by the French manager Hervé Renard, who also coached Morocco at the previous World Cup in Russia. Renard has an interesting superstition. He believes wearing a white button shirt brings him good luck, so he'll be doing just that today. Renard is a pragmatic manager, and his Saudi Arabia team are relatively well organized defensively. None of the players in the squad play in Europe. Most of them play in the biggest clubs of Saudi Arabia, such as Al Hilal, Al Shabab, Al Ahly, Al Nasser, and Al Ittihad. Saudi Arabia borders Qatar, so there will be a lot of fans supporting them. Alright, let's talk about Denmark versus Tunisia. Denmark is an interesting outsider this tournament. Christian Eriksen is back after he suffered a cardiac arrest in the Euros last year. Kasper Hjulmand is the team's manager, and he's one of the most underrated managers in European football. He's a tactically flexible manager, and Denmark have a strong squad. The only real weakness is the number 9 position. Kasper Dolberg is without a doubt their most talented striker, but he's been struggling with his form in the last couple of years. Tunisia doesn't have a superstar or standout name in its squad, but they pride themselves on being a strong collective. I spoke with Tunisian football journalist Souheil Kamira on what it's like in Tunisia when the country is about to play a World Cup game.
It's a remarkable event. A lot of people set up, for example, viewing areas to watch the games. A lot of people tune in to the games. They fill up with cafes, for example, like if you want to get a good spot. Not all people watch the games at home. It's not very common. So most people go out to cafes, to restaurants, to pubs and all that just to watch the game. So you need to be there early. For example, like a lot of people show up like 2 hours, even up to like 2 hours before the kickoff just so they can get like a good spot. It's a remarkable event for every game that Tunisia plays in the World Cup. So every Tunisian game is an event here.
Alright, let's talk about Mexico versus Poland. Poland is managed by Czesław Michniew. I hope I pronounced that right. His nickname is the Polish Mourinho. He's coached several top teams from the Polish league and is tactically renowned in the country. Of course, Robert Lewandowski is the superstar of the team. We don't have to tell you that. Nikola Zalewski is an interesting prospect though. The 20-year-old midfielder is doing very well at Jose Mourinho's AS Roma and could become one of the breakout stars of this World Cup. Mexico is managed by Gerardo Tata Martino. This manager is very unpopular in the country though, and many Mexicans expect this tournament to be his last in charge. I called the Mexican-American football journalist Cesar Hernandez about this. Here's Cesar.
Well, I think when I think of Tata Martino right now, all I think of are Mexico games in the U.S. and Mexico, and even an away game in Jamaica, where every single match you hear the same chant, which is "Fuera Tata," which means Tata out. That has been a constant for him, especially this year. It seems as if reports have indicated that he might be leaving the national team after the World Cup. So whether if that's what most fans want, I mean, I guess the truth is that it is what most fans want. But it looks like this might be the end of a run for him with Mexico. But we'll see what happens after the World Cup. But some reports are indicating that he could be leaving after the World Cup. But yeah, as mentioned, Fuera Tata has just been a constant in so many games.
All right, let's talk about France versus Australia. France are missing many key players through injury. The likes of N'Golo Kante, Paul Pogba and Karim Benzema. They still, however, have a very strong squad. All eyes will be on Kylian Mbappe, who was awarded the Best Young Player award at the previous World Cup in Russia, when France won the tournament. With Pogba and Kante absent, Real Madrid's Aurélien Tchouaméni will most likely get his chance in France's midfield. Manager Didier Deschamps is being forced to give young players a chance with all these injuries, and I'm curious to see where this will take France. Australia is managed by Graham Arnold. Aaron Mooy from Celtic is one of the team's leaders in midfield, while Garang Kuol is one of their most exciting players. The 18-year-old striker will move from Central Coast Mariners to Newcastle United after the World Cup. He was born in an Egyptian refugee camp to parents from South Sudan, but he grew up in Australia. He's one of the country's hot prospects and could become another breakout star of this tournament. So, we have 4 interesting games to look forward to today. I hope you have a great World Cup day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Look how far we've come.